Okay, the sun is shining, temperatures have warmed up, it's the middle of July, and we're finally enjoying the kind of weather that so many of us wait for all year long. Well, before we hit the beach, before we head outside to do all of our fun outdoor activities, it's really important for us to stop and think about protecting our skin. We're with the clinical coordinator for all of the pharmacies. This is Effie Steele. And Effie, there really are some important considerations that people need to think about before going outside.
Absolutely. And the first one is clothing. So we want to talk about protecting heads, arms, eyes. So that's why we have the hat and the sunglasses here. I'd like people to think about that all day long, not just when they're going to the pool. And the second, of course, is applying a proper sunscreen product and making sure that they're reapplying it during all outdoor activities.
And you know, it's interesting because there are so many different options, so many different SPFs, so many different brands, many different intensities, but you've really boiled it down to some simple considerations that people should make when they're thinking about those choices.
We need to make sure that the product that we select is broad spectrum. I'd like to point out a couple that you can order at the pharmacy that are recommended by dermatologists, such as Vanicream, which has an SPF of 35. Another product that you could ask for would be Solbar with Zinc, which also has an SPF of 38. Off the shelves, some very highly rated, very safe products would be Coppertone Water Babies and Sensitive Skin. Burt's Bees has a product. And if all else fails and you're in a pinch, check your facial skin moisturizers at home, because a lot of them have SPF in them, and they're good products.
So when we're talking about broad spectrum, I know that there's been a lot of focus on sunscreens because the FDA is coming out with some new labeling standards for next year. What do you mean when we talk about UVA, UVB, and this broad spectrum idea?
Well, they would like manufacturers to be more careful about how they're rating that. So if they say that they have broad spectrum coverage, they're going to have to provide some kind of proof of covering UVA rays. SPF is only a rating for UVB rays, and we haven't had a proper rating system for UVA. And there will be some limitation on SPFs. So the highest limit on SPF will be 50 because there has not been any additional advantage to a higher SPF. I have a preferred list that I'm sharing with everyone.
Which is really important. Okay, so say you've been outside in the sun and maybe you've overdone it a little bit. There are things that people can do to maybe help ease the discomfort of that sunburn pain.
Absolutely. First of all, I'd like to warn people against using any kind of gels when you see after sunburn gel, because they're mostly alcohol and that dries the skin more, and that's not what we want to do. The first 24 hours, what we want to do is take care of the inflammation. The best way to do that is by using a product like ibuprofen. If you're not allowed to take the product, then you would have to take aspirin or acetaminophen for the pain. Don't get in a shower with hot heat, and watch the intensity of the shower, because that can damage your skin also. You could do a really cool bath with lukewarm water and then some oatmeal, like an oatmeal bath.
Plus you want to let that heat get out of your body.
Exactly.
You feel better.
You're correct. And if you put a cream on your body, it will occlude the heat and it makes it even worse. So we don't want to do anything. Cold compresses.
And then eventually they are going to want to use something to moisturize.
Absolutely. 24 hours later, we could use a product like this, which is aloe vera moisturizing lotion, or wonderful cocoa butter formulas, the creams, or the lotion. The cream would be preferable, and that's what you want to do, is moisturize after.
Okay, well, Effie, you've given us some really great tips, and of course, as the new labeling standards go into effect in 2012, you know, your best stop, your first stop should always be your Meijer Pharmacy. The pharmacists here, a great source of information. Tap their expertise to make sure you keep you and your family safe through the summer season. And of course, Rachel, we've talked a little bit about it already. Those new labeling guidelines for sunscreen go into effect in 2012. Meyer already offers those full spectrum sunscreens that help protect from UVA and UVB rays. You may not think the pharmacy is the first place to stop before heading to the beach, but the pharmacist can help you pick out the right one.
There are so many to choose from now. You definitely want to get the best. I love that it goes beyond sunscreens into those, you know, broad-brimmed hats and sunglasses, everything you need before heading out to the door to enjoy this gorgeous weather, and we know that we're having a great stretch.
That's right. So the next week and a half,
keep that handy.
looking sunny.
Yes. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
That's West.